Dice, and I'm going to dice it up for you today on March 11th, 2024. Another beautiful day to be alive. So appreciate everything you have around you, all the beautiful people in your life, your family and friends that are there by your side, going through this space and time together. So spring forward. We need to spring forward because they just changed our clocks, right? Daylight savings time really throws us in a loop sometimes. We kind of lose an hour, gain an hour, but this time around we lost an hour, right? And if you're lucky enough, it didn't affect you, but it kind of does. It catches up to you usually that second or third day when all of a sudden where did time go? Why am I late? What time is that? I didn't change on my clocks, everything. I'm looking around and everything's all screwed up. So we need to spring forward here with the times because spring is less than 10 days away. March 19th is the first day of spring, which is always a beautiful sign, you know, as the flowers start blooming and the weather starts changing up here in the Northeast. It's a sign the winter is over. Thank you, Lord. There's been times when it has snowed into spring. I'm sure some of you remember those days. Not always fun, but it has happened. But the warm weather and the spring is right around the corner, which gives us a better opportunity to get outside and enjoy ourselves a little bit more. Um, for me personally, I'd rather be outside in a nice warm weather, cool weather, as opposed to that freezing cold. But that's just me. So thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you being here. So thinking about springing forward with the time. It's a Monday. You gotta love your Mondays, right? It's the first day of the week. Another opportunity to get the ball rolling in the right direction, gain some momentum for the rest of the week. Kind of put your foot in the ground and get something done. Start grinding right away, and really just build upon and stack upon those days as the week carries on. You know, I love Mondays. I've told you this many times. An opportunity to get going, an opportunity to get on the right foot and get some things done bright and early, right? Because Monday's really where you kind of set the tone for the rest of your week. So spring forward, let's set the tone for spring, right? Let's get ready for spring and really get after it this time around this year, right? We've probably already some of us have probably already faded on our New Year's resolutions, but when spring comes, a lot of people start they start exercising a bit more. They start going to the gym a bit more. They want to get that beach bod going and want to change the way they look because they know they're gonna be outside a little bit more. So if that's what you really want to do, if that's where it takes for you to kind of start trying to get a little bit healthier, trying to you know take care of yourself a little bit more and your appearance, well, now's the opportunity to get going. Now's the opportunity to start exercising a little bit more. Doesn't have to be much. Does not have to be much. If you can just put 15 to 20 minutes a day towards getting healthy, whether it's running, hiking, going for a little jog, walking around the block a good 5 to 10 times, doing some push ups every single morning, jumping jacks, whatever it is. If you can just put 15 to 20 minutes of your time, of your time to getting a little bit healthier, it will go a long way. And if you think about it, 15 to 20 minutes is nothing in the grand scheme of things of your day, right? We talked about how much time we have every day for ourselves. We have a third of the day, pretty much a third of the day, close to 8 hours to do what we want to get better, become the best version of ourselves. So use a slice of that time just to put a little bit of exercise in. It'll go a long way. It'll go a very long way. I remember my grandparents when they retired in their 60s. My aunt got them a membership to the gym, and they started going. I don't know if it was every day. They went down 3 4 days a week. With their brothers and sisters. Now they're in the 60s and 70s. They were doing it, and thank you, Lord, they're still alive right now. Both those set of grandparents, my set of grandparents, and yeah, they're in their 90s now, and they're not going to the gym anymore. But you know what? Just that little bit of time of going, exercising in the pool or going for walks or doing light weights, lifting light weights, that probably prolonged their life considerably. So you don't know that extra 15 to 20 minutes of your day, what you can gain out of that, how much time you can gain out of that on the back end of your life. You don't know. Nothing's guaranteed. I'm not here to tell you you exercise 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, you're going to live to 85, 100, 105 years old. I can't tell you that. I can't guarantee you that, but I will tell you you will live a healthier life. Your body will crave those 15 to 20 minutes a day. I wake up every single morning at 6 a.m. and try to get a good 15 minutes to a half hour of exercise and a little bit of meditation in. And generally on Saturday and Sunday, I take those 2 days off. I'll still do my push-ups when I wake up in the morning, but I don't do any exercise. So I can sense a difference. My body senses a difference during the weekend. And so on Mondays, it feels good to actually exercise and get the ball rolling again. So I'm trying to spring forward for my week, and I want you to do it as well, right? Spring forward, get some momentum. Start doing, things that feel good. Practice those good habits. Right? You know exactly what those habits are that benefit you. This might not be the same for every single person listening or for me. Um, but you know what habits work for you, and you know what things kind of drag you down, make you lethargic, make you lazy, and you just don't want to accomplish anything. You got to really push those to the side and kind of stay focused at the job at hand, the tasks, your dreams and goals, right? So spring forward, get some momentum, keep moving forward. The time is now. The time is now. It's a beautiful Monday, no matter where you are, how cold, how warm it is. I something about those Mondays really changed my life years ago when I realized how important they were. Obviously, during our youth, maybe they weren't, right? Going back to school on a Monday, that sucked. But now I realize the importance of it. So I want you to take a look at it as well, right? So thank you for joining me today here on my live broadcast on my Facebook and YouTube channel. You could always find the replay on my Spotify channel and YouTube channel at Conquering Hill. Hopefully, I can provide a little bit of inspiration, some motivation for you. Um, this is our time. This is our time to really dig in. Okay, so I want you to take a look at where you are. You know, at this point in your life, if you possibly can, take some stock in where you are and where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, and what it's going to take for you to get there. What is it going to take for you to get where you want to go? What are you going to be? What can you sacrifice right now today? What can you stop doing right now? What do you what what habits are you practicing? What things are that you kind of fall into, or people that you hang around with, or time that you waste that you know you could change? What are those things? What are those things that you can change today? What are those things that you can sacrifice now so that you can spring forward, that you can take the right step, and you can, go full steam ahead right into the spring and summer, and have a great time. Get right with your mind, body, and soul. What are the things that you can put aside and stop right now? How can you maximize your time today? Can you cut back on the screen time? Can you cut back on television? Can you cut back on the movies? Can you cut back talking on your phone? Can you cut back, just wasting away, wasting time? Can you cut back on those things? Doesn't have to be a lot. Does not have to be a lot. Remember, you have that slice of time every single day, right? You have those 8 hours for you, bare minimum, right? You have those 8 hours for you. If you could just dedicate a little bit of that time, if you could dedicate a quarter of that time, can you dedicate 2 of those hours out of that eight? I know you want to spend time with your family and friends. I know you got to get things done around the house. You have responsibilities beyond work, right? Cooking, cleaning. I understand that. But there's still a small percentage of that time. Maybe you can get 20%. Maybe you get 2 of those hours to get better. Get a little exercise in, reading or writing, meditation, praying. All these things that you can practice every single day to get your mind, body, and soul right. You have this opportunity to do that, and no one else can do that. That is the most difficult thing, being disciplined in your routine, having some structure in your life. For some, it comes easy once you start down that road. It becomes easy, and you have to do it. You feel like you have to do it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I have to hammer out my 41 push-ups. I have to do it, or I just feel like I'm off a little bit. So there's certain things that you once you practice so many times that your body expects it and it needs it, it craves it. So it might take a little bit for you to get there, to get that discipline and structure in your life that you need. But once you get there, it'll become second nature. So the positive things, the positive habits that you create for yourself will allow yourself to spring forward and take the next step and live your best life, because that's what it's all about. Living our best life while we are here. Nothing is guaranteed. We know this. I preach this. Nothing is guaranteed. And I wish, all of us could take a look at that, especially when things are getting tougher, a little difficult and things aren't going your way. You're getting arguments with loved ones or whatever else, and it's just like, you know what? Take a step back. Take a step back. This isn't worth it. In the grand scheme of things, this is not a big deal. I'm going to get through this, right? We kind of sometimes situations get out of hand and we think it's the end of the world, but it's really not. It's really not. So you're here in this moment, you're living in this moment, you're being present. It's time for you to take advantage of this moment. It's time for you to take advantage of everything you have in your life. Become the best version of yourself. Live the life you want to live, because no one's going to be able to make that happen for you. It just comes down to what you're willing to sacrifice and how you're all the work you're willing to put forward, to work towards, all that time and effort. It just all depends on you. Yeah, some people say you got lucky, you did this, you're lucky to do that. You have to create your own luck. Sometimes things will fall into your lap because you are working towards something that you care about, you're passionate about, and the universe will reward you. Because if you focus all your energy on something that you love and you're passionate about, doors will open. People will come into your life that will be helping you, be willing to help you because they can sense how true you are, how passionate you are about certain things. They'll feel that energy. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a magical thing. Once you go down that road and spring forward towards exactly the things that you want to gain from this life experience. It's pretty easy. It is pretty easy. I think we put up our own barriers and obstacles sometimes where it's easy just to put that there to give us an excuse to kind of stop and get lazy and quit for the day. I'm just a little tired. I'm just gonna stop now. No. Sometimes when you get a little tired or there's an obstacle or something in your way, that's when you kind of have to turn it up and battle right through it, push yourself right through it. That's when you kind of have to really show what you're made of. Sometimes you have to something upstairs just has to switch for just a moment or two, just to power on through something. You know, maybe that's the Ram in me, maybe that's the Aries in me, maybe I'm wired a little differently, but that's the way I look at things when I might be getting a little tired or pissed off or whatever it may be. Kind of have to hit into the second gear, kind of battle, push my way through certain things. And once you get through the other side and you complete the job at hand, yes, now it's time. Take your foot off the gas, rest, and come back again the next day. Because there are many opportunities in this world for you. And even though you might think you're taking advantage of certain opportunities coming your way, certain things that you missed along the way because you gave up, you stopped, you didn't want it bad enough for whatever reason. So take stock of where you are. How are you going to spring forward? What are you going to do? What are you going to do today to give yourself a chance for a better tomorrow for you and your family and your loved ones? You have the opportunity. It's here in front of you, but you got to take advantage of it. We don't need to waste any more days. We don't need to waste any more days. Sooner or later, those days that you think you can waste, they're not going to be there. And you're going to look back and you're going to wish you had so much more time to do things. You're going to look back and say, why didn't I do that then? Why didn't I go for it then? Why didn't I chase my dream then? Why didn't I write my book then? Why didn't I try to learn that instrument? Why didn't I go visit uh, Asia or Europe, travel to South America? Why didn't I try it? Why didn't I go? Why didn't I go bungee jumping or parachuting? Why didn't I go on a boat? Why? I mean, all these things that you can think about. Why didn't I try that? And there's a million excuses why you didn't. There's a million excuses why you didn't go for it. But you're the only one who puts those excuses out there to justify why you're not trying something, why you're not going for something. So it all always comes back to the in the end to yourself. It's a battle between you and yourself every single day. A battle between the ears every single day. So you just have to master that. And once you master those battles between your heart, mind, and soul, once you can battle and figure out what you need to do to tell yourself, I'm going to get through this. You can tell yourself, no, you're not tired. You're going to finish this. You're going to finish the job at hand. You're going to finish your shift. You're going to make a few more calls. You're going to finish anything that's in front of you that needs to be done before you can say you have completed it successfully, with 110%. It's all upstairs. You have to take some pride in what you're willing to do, have some honor, and hold yourself to a higher standard. It's not, you have to work harder when no one's watching. Everyone's not always watching you finish that last page. No one's always watching when you're finishing the job at hand, when you're making those extra calls at work, when you're cleaning up after a long day's work in the restaurant, wherever you are. No one's always watching. You know what the standard is. You know what the right thing to do is. So you have to practice that every single day. And the universe will reward you. It will reward you. So I want to thank you again for joining me today. Remember, it's time to spring forward for those clocks. The daylight savings time is amazing. I've been to places where they don't change the clocks, and everywhere else changes. I used to live in Arizona for a while. They didn't change their clocks; they stayed the same. Down in Panama, they don't change their clocks. So now I'm 1 hour ahead from Panama for my daughter down in Panama. Across the border, Costa Rica, 45 minutes away, I lose an hour. Just so weird. Just so weird. It's all about the now. It's all about being in the present. Remember that. So thank you again for joining me here on my live broadcast. You can find me Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. here on my YouTube and Facebook page. You can find a replay at Spotify and YouTube. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Spring forward, baby. Take care.